Now, it's that time of year when thousands of parents are on the hunt for a place at primary school for their children. But it seems it's so difficult these days to get kids into their local school, let alone the best school in town, that families are paying for advice to help them play the system. Laura's been to St Albans, where she met up with the so-called school guru.
And Finlay, and Helen with her two sons, Zach and Jude, and Tamsin and her daughter Charlotte. They're all making the best of the St Albans school system. Tim Bowen is head of one of the town's excellent primaries. When parents want their kids here, he says there are no guarantees.
One year a child in a certain street will get a place, the next year their next door neighbour may not, based on the number of siblings and where everyone else lives. So there's no hard and fast rule.
Some tried desperate measures. One father offered Tim a cash bribe.
He suggested the idea, and I politely but firmly explained that obviously couldn't happen.
Despite the number of good schools here, parents like Catherine are often disappointed. There wasn't a place for Finlay at any of their three nearest schools.
On allocation day in January, we discovered that we didn't have any of the choices that we'd made, and we were allocated a school that is one of the worst in the county, and in fact a lot worse than the schools we moved away from in the East End of London. So it was absolutely crushing.
Catherine now says they didn't stand a chance with their application, and so frustrated by the lack of information, she set up a business to help other parents work the system.
When you go to the school open days, that's what everyone asks. They say, oh, I live in this street, what are my chances? And typically the answers you're going to get will be vague, or, well, let's just, try it and see, or, they will not say, last year, and this is what I tell people now, having found out the facts, you can say, last year, for example, you had to live 500 metres away from the school, it had to be your closest school, and looking at your address, you wouldn't have got in. The year before that, you wouldn't have got in, and the year before that. So that enables parents to make a choice.
The Boomgaras paid for Catherine's advice. Helen now knows the three nearest schools aren't guaranteed, so she's using tactics to get Zach a place.
I've played a risk game now. I'm putting down my sixth nearest school in hope that I will get a place there. It's a lovely school, but again, I don't know if other parents play the same game. Perhaps that will become increasingly popular and there won't be a place there for me.
Tamsin used the service too to find a place for Charlotte. As a churchgoer, she has more options, but feels the notion of choosing is false.
We've got a choice of very good schools, but they're very oversubscribed. And there's a few schools that nobody wants their children to go to, which unfortunately people get landed with if they don't get the first choice.
So while parents feel they need help and information, that creates a business opportunity for Catherine.
It's very easy to get things wrong, as I discovered, and that's absolutely what I'm trying to help other parents avoid, is getting it wrong. Armed with information, I think you can make sensible decisions. It's not a straightforward question anymore, as we all know, about getting into your local school. You can't expect that.
And if the government get their way and introduce a more diverse, in other words, complicated system, there will be plenty of parents to keep Catherine busy.
Laura reporting from St Albans. And we want to know what you think about this. Do you have a school guru in your area? Would you like to have one? You can email us at the usual address, daily.politics@bbc.co.uk. Jenny.